Okay, so let's get into this. We're looking at a text called Dance with the Elephant, and I gotta be honest with you, with a title like that, it sounds like something you'd find in the kids section at the library, right?
My first thought was, wait, are we talking about actual elephants here? Like, are we about to get a deep dive into the social lives of pachyderms? Which, hey, I would be totally down for that. But as you get into it, you realize, nope, this isn't about animals at all. It's about something way, way heavier.
So yeah, the answer is a big no. The authors are running with that classic saying, the elephant in the room. But they're taking it somewhere much, much deeper, expanding it from a hidden personal secret to this massive global shadow.
All right, so let's unpack how they build this idea out. This isn't just about, that awkward topic you avoid at Thanksgiving dinner. It's about these huge, unspoken truths that we carry around, both as individuals and as a whole society.
And this is where it gets real. The authors argue that when these unspoken things just sit there and fester, they become these huge roadblocks in our lives. They box us in, they keep us stuck. But here's the key. Just saying this secret out loud, dragging it out into the light, can start to strip it of its power.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. In the original text, the elephant was something personal, your own trauma, your own stuff. But now it's the big one, the global shadow, what they call the Metacrisis. And here is the absolute core insight. The authors say you can't even begin to tackle the huge collective elephant until you've learned how to face your own personal one. Our paralysis on a global scale is just a reflection of our paralysis on a personal one.
So how do you face an elephant that massive? Well, to get us there, the authors ground us in a story that is just incredibly personal and raw. It's real, and it's actually the key to seeing the path forward.
This comes directly from one of the authors, Dwayne. He explains that this, for him, was the ultimate elephant. It was a story of such deep personal loss that it took him years before he could even talk about it without just wanting to completely shut down.
And he uses this phrase, and wow, is it visceral, the lesbian divorce knife. You can just feel it. It's meant to capture that raw pain, the absolute shock, and that feeling of complete and utter betrayal that he felt.
And this is so crucial to understand. This was the complete collapse of his entire life story. It wasn't just a breakup. The whole identity he'd built for himself as a husband, as a father, was suddenly exposed as being based on a lie. As he says, it just completely blew him apart.
Okay, so when you're at rock bottom like that, what do you do? Where do you even go from there? This brings us to this beautiful, timeless story about the power of choice, about our ability to actually control our own perceptions of things.
Now, you've probably heard some version of this parable before. A tribal chief is talking to his grandson, and he tells him that there's this great battle raging inside of him. In fact, it's inside every single one of us. It's a fight between two wolves. One, as you can see, is all about joy, hope, and love. And the other one, well, it's all the destructive stuff. Anger, despair, you name it.
The grandson is just totally captivated by this, and he asks the one question that really truly matters, a question we all ask ourselves at some point. And the chief's answer is just so simple, but so incredibly profound. The one that wins is the one you feed. That's the turning point. That's the moment you realize that, hey, no matter what chaos is happening out there, no matter the pain, you have agency over what's happening in here.
So choosing to feed the good wolf, that's step one. But how do you keep doing it? I mean, especially when things feel pretty hopeless. This is where the authors bring in this really powerful idea, an ideal to strive for, the night of faith.
Now look, I have to be straight with you. When I see the word faith used in a framework like this, a part of me kind of cringes. It can sound so passive, right? Like just thoughts and prayers and hoping for the best. But that is the exact opposite of what the authors are talking about here.
This is their very specific definition. And it's not necessarily religious, by the way. It's a state of being where you accept reality exactly as it is, no matter how brutal, without complaining, and you center yourself on a purpose that's bigger than your own immediate fears.
Let's dig into this a little more. Being fully in the world means you're not in denial. You see things as they are, but you're also beyond the world in your trust. This creates this deep inner stability, so you don't feel that frantic need to control or manipulate people out of fear. You can see why they describe this as a true ideal of mental health, right?
And this right here is probably the most critical distinction to make. This is not passive optimism. It's not sitting back and saying, it'll all work out. No, the text calls it the bravery within the soul. It's not a belief that things will magically get better. It is an active, radical hope that fuels courage because of uncertainty, not in spite of it. It's deciding to act with meaning even when you have no guarantee of success.
I just love this metaphor. When we're facing the metacrisis, when it feels like we're lost at sea and the old maps are useless, this active hope is the life jacket. It's what keeps us afloat. It's what allows us to do the hard work of building something better, not because we're sure we'll win, but because the work itself is our duty. It's how we feed the good wolf.
And so we're left here at a crossroads, a choice. Do we stay stuck in the pain of our personal elephants, paralyzed by the sheer scale of our collective one? Or do we choose the other path, the one of active hope?
Ultimately, this whole thing boils down to this one single powerful question. When you face your own elephants, the personal ones and the collective ones, which part of your inner world will you choose to nourish? The choice, as always, is yours.